Thanksgiving is just under 2 weeks away. I am here to tell you that you have plenty of time if you're wanting to get a few last-minute crochet projects done before Thanksgiving. Here's a roundup of some of my absolute favorite projects for Thanksgiving. Some of these just take an hour, some of them take a couple hours, some of them might take a day or two. I've got some decor and some wearables, so let's get into it. I'm not going in order of importance or anything. I'm just kind of going with what I got here. The very first project that is so simple to make. I have made so many little crochet pumpkins. There are tons and tons of crochet pumpkin tutorials out there on YouTube, but I think this is a great, fun, festive project. You can make these in literally any size. You could make little tiny ones if you wanted to put them on your place setting. If you have, little kids coming to Thanksgiving, these are like indestructible. You can throw them, you can do whatever. You don't have to worry about anything getting damaged, and you can use scrap yarn for a lot of these. A crochet pumpkin was like the project that launched my crochet obsession, I guess you would say, crochet obsession. My friend who was tutoring me had me learning a lot of the basics and just like a lot of the stuff that you need to know to crochet. And I don't know why it just clicked. I mean, I'm a fall girl, I'm a pumpkin person, and I had seen the thumbnail for Melanie Hamm's video on doing a crochet pumpkin. So I've kind of, like nowadays, if I want to make one, I just kind of whip through it. I don't necessarily follow hers exactly, but I will link her video for her crochet pumpkin below if you want to whip out some real quick. It is so easy. There is a tiny little bit of sewing, but it's really, you can still use just like your yarn needle to do that. So super easy. I love the crochet pumpkin. I think it is a great option for any crochet project. You can make it to match whatever your decor looks like. And like I said, it's totally cheap because mostly scrap yarn, and yeah, indestructible. Another thing I have done with pumpkins, and I have this at work, so I don't have it here, but I'm going to insert a picture, and it is to take little tiny pumpkins. So the one I used were from the Dollar Tree. They were little styrofoam ones, kind of ugly. And what I did was I literally just covered it in some scrap yarn. So I took the yarn up and down to, mimic like the lines on the pumpkin. I just glued it on with hot glue. So I do recommend maybe using those little silicone finger protectors if you're doing that project. But it is so darn easy to do. I want to say I had gotten the idea from, I don't even know if this channel's still on, but I think it was called The Latina Next Door. And I think she did a yarn one, or maybe I just kind of, maybe it was like raffia or rope or something, but I just kind of went with it with what I had. On the bottom of it, I think I did like a little bit of a circle in the very middle since no one was going to see that, and I wanted it to be able to sit easy, and then just kind of went up and down. And you do have to kind of be mindful that you're not getting like a giant glob of yarn. So, I mean, you can figure it out. I don't need to go over it. It's easy enough if you want to do that. But definitely the yarn scrap pumpkin is a super easy way to use up scraps of yarn. And if you have like pumpkin decor that maybe you just don't really like anymore, but you don't want to just throw out, consider covering it with some scrap yarn and making it totally customizable to your decor. So I am wearing the next project right here. I absolutely love this shawl. Now at this point, with just under 2 weeks to Thanksgiving, you're probably not going to be able to order this exact yarn from Knit Picks and get it in time and be able to crochet it in time. I will link this video here, and then I will also link the video of the pattern from the craft nut. I will have that linked below my video if you want to make this. Now, I made mine super huge and oversized. I'm actually planning on wearing this on Thanksgiving. I am just going to, I won't be wearing like the hat and the belt, like, well, I might wear the belt. I won't be wearing the hat. on Thanksgiving, and I don't plan on wearing the dress and the boots. I think I'm just going to put on some leggings and a t-shirt in like brown or black or something like that, and then throw this over so I can be super comfortable and feel like I'm wearing pajamas, but not actually be wearing pajamas with my entire extended family home. This you could make out of literally any. This was 4-weight acrylic. It was a premium acrylic, you know, like a low pill, but you really could go through your stash and get about whatever yarn you wanted from, you know, for this, and it works up super quick. I think I spent about 12 hours on this, so I was able to crank it out in a weekend. If you are sitting at home this weekend or next weekend and just want something, you know, a fun project to wear, pick out some fall colors. Which leads me to my next one right here. This was the 5-night fall shawl. Again, this yarn is from Knit Picks. I will link the video of the scarf, and then underneath it I will link the pattern to it. Probably won't have time to go out and buy this, but you could do any yarn you wanted. This is fingering weight, but both these patterns you can use whatever yarn you want. I know I have seen Mountain June's already, and hers turned out great. Let me try to get this back up here on my wall. And with June, she did multiple ones, and she kind of, oh my gosh, this is not working. Hold on. Okay, she did multiple ones out of some other yarn and this, and then she did the same thing I did too, where I bought my favorite color. I think she picked this foresty green or the persimmon. I'm like blanking out right now. I went with the dill and just made myself a little matching hat here as well, which I love. But again, you could do these patterns and you could use like foliage colors. You could use jewel tones. I said this one reminded me of jam and honey. Like any of those fall colors, if you're into that, go through your stash, see what you have, you know, see what you can throw together. Oh, here was another little pumpkin in my little basket I put together. So yeah, a little more traditional pumpkin-y color, and again, a different size, so super easy there. So the next project I have here is this pumpkin pie garland, and this one is rough. I am not gonna lie, because I really didn't know what I was doing when I made this. So after I made, and it wasn't these exact pumpkins, but after I started making these pumpkins, I got super excited. It was fall, and I was on Instagram and saw a pumpkin pie garland, and I absolutely love pumpkin pie. As I stated earlier, I love Thanksgiving, and so I kind of winged it, not really knowing what I was doing. So like there's different amount of scallops on different ones of these. I think I have like some goofy stitches. My little balls of whipped topping are not even. My tension is not great on this, but I do really enjoy this project. What I will do is I have since found a tutorial. I believe the channel is Heather Corrine, and I will have hers linked below. It does look a little bit different because she knew what she was doing when she created hers, where mine was definitely winged. But I still think it is so much fun. I mean, I love the pumpkin pie so much. And you know, I've had this hanging up on my coffee bar before. I had it hanging up on my reception desk at work, like in front. And so I just used some twine that went through here because I thought it like blended in really seamlessly with the pie crust, and it was sturdy, and it did not like stretch out like yarn would, and I just wove it through there. So definitely check out Heather Corrine's pumpkin pie garland, because this you could literally whip up in no time. And again, you don't need any specific yarn. This is all 4-weight, you know, obviously white, pumpkin, and tan, and I'm sure you could use literally any variations of these that you have. It doesn't have to be this exact by any means. See, look, I think I even got like the back and the front confused on that one. But this is definitely a project you could whip up in just a couple hours, and you could have this hanging, you know, in your kitchen, on your door when your guests show up, literally anywhere. I absolutely love it, and I will probably hang it up, even though it is a little wonky, no one's really going to notice or care. And along this lines, I do have a super easy garland also. And I had this, I believe, hanging up kind of with it. I think that this was Sarah Satch. So I think I will try to find it and link it below. This is quite a bit older, but it is, I think she called it like, is it a popcorn garland possibly? I don't remember exactly what she called it, but I just took the exact same colors in that leftover yarn and I did them slightly different lengths so they would, you know, hang down slightly different. Gosh, I don't even know exactly what stitch this is. It's definitely not a popcorn stitch. I will try my best to link it below, but this, I mean, oh my gosh, you could have this done in what, 15-20 minutes is all. Like, you really only have to know how to single crochet or to chain, and then it looks like I have like 3 double crochets in here is all. But another super fun festive garland you could hang literally anywhere. And then the very last project here, I absolutely love. It is one of probably the most ridiculous things I have ever made, and I only used it once last year. I wore this when we went out Black Friday shopping the next day, which was after Thanksgiving, so everyone was in Christmas mode, except me. But I made myself a little purse that looks like pumpkin pie. I had gotten this purse strap at a thrift store. You can just buy purse straps. You could borrow it off of another bag you own if you just want it temporarily. And I just had some little D-rings here that I got at the craft store, and I got gold, it matched that. But yeah, super duper easy. The project itself is very easy. What you're doing for this is, I'm going to turn it this way so you can see a little bit better. There's a couple videos involved with this. So I made some seat covers for some bar stools using this exact pattern, but you know, obviously bigger. And so it is front post double crochet in the round. It just, while I was making the seat covers, I was like, oh my gosh, this would make, like, this looks like pie. It's got like the segments in it and everything on there. And then I did bobble stitches all the way around here just for my pie crust. And I just crocheted it together here on the bottom. It is super easy. It is open. You could put a closure here if you wanted. If you wanted to be more sturdy, you could definitely do a lining. You could put felt, you could put fabric, but I wasn't carrying a lot. I think I literally just had like my phone and then my little wallet thing with my ID and my card in it. So, you know, it stretched a little bit, but it still looked like pie. You know, again, this is probably isn't something you're going to be wearing all the time. So I do have a video that I made on this, but be gentle if you watch it, because I'm still really getting to know filming, and I realized I was struggling too much to do a tutorial. So I actually enlisted my friend Jessie from Sweet Moments by Jessie, and she actually made a great tutorial on how to do this stitch. So I'll have my video and her video linked. Of course, I have all the links in my video for it, but she walks you through how to do this circle right here, and she does a really great job. She's patient. She walks through it slow, but not so slow that you're totally bored, if that makes sense. But yeah, I go through in my video and kind of show you how to put all the pieces together, what to do with your whip topping, all of that stuff. And she shows you how to do the pie portion of it, which again, you could use for anything there. I don't know. It's one of my favorite projects. It's kind of silly, but I absolutely love it. You know, and this project may take you just a few hours to complete. It is not bad at all. If you are an experienced crocheter, you know, you can, if you already know how to front post double crochet in the round, you can whip through it. You know, it might take you a little bit longer if you are following the tutorial. I'll show you the inside of this if you're doing the front post double crochets and it's looking a little weird. It creates this ridged texture right here, so just don't be alarmed if it starts looking, it will start looking like this underneath. So don't be alarmed. And I will say it is a little bit of a yarn eater. I mean, you don't use that much yarn for this bag, but this particular stitch, it does make a nice thick project, which is why I liked it for my seat cushions, because it was cushy. So yeah, only a couple hours for this, and really the thing that just slows you down is assembling it, you know, sewing on the little hardware. But I would say under 3 hours for this project. It's not bad at all. If you are like me and you just want to extend fall just a little bit longer and you're not quite ready to jump into Christmas yet, these are great projects that you can whip up in a hurry and they still look great. All the links will be down below. If you stay tuned to the very end, I'm going to put in a few little sneak peeks of my members only video that just went out for my channel members. And I just want to thank you so much for talking yarn with me. We'll get to see each other again before Thanksgiving, but I just want to remind you how thankful I am that you're here and I get to talk yarn with you. Bye. A little bit behind the scenes. Just made it as big as I wanted. I just wanted to make sure it was big enough, you know, mom and son type of little thing. And I think the company is great. I think their selection is amazing. So this little haul cost me $0. And at the risk of sharing too much information,